All right, let's dive into something really powerful today: the incredible force of optimism. We're going to be drawing from the wisdom of a truly life-changing speech by the late Dr. Ibrahim El-Fiqi. We're about to see how the way you look at the world doesn't just, color your reality, it literally creates it.
So, here's the journey we're going to take. We'll kick things off by looking at the trap of negativity. Then, we'll explore how two different mindsets can create two totally different realities. After that, we'll hit the turning point, realizing that optimism is a choice. From there, we'll get into the how-to, practical steps to become an optimist, and wrap it all up by looking at the amazing potential this choice unlocks in you.
First up, let's talk about a place where so many people get stuck: the trap of negativity. And look, this is way more than just having a bad day. It's a whole mindset that just sucks your energy dry and literally makes you blind to the opportunities that are sitting right in front of your face.
Just think about it for a second. We all know somebody like this, don't we? You spend maybe 5 minutes with them and you feel like you just ran a marathon. You need a nap. It's like they've got their own personal rain cloud following them around, and all they can do is point out what's wrong with everything.
And this is a really critical point Dr. El-Fiqi makes. This isn't just about complaining. It's a kind of hyper-focus. The mind of a pessimist acts like a filter, and it's been programmed to only let the negative stuff through. It makes it almost impossible for them to even notice the good things happening all around them.
So, okay, if that's the problem, what's the alternative? To really see this in action, let's look at how two totally different mindsets can walk into the exact same situation and come out with two completely different realities. You've got to hear this classic story. So a shoe company sends two of its best salespeople to Africa. The first one, our pessimist, gets there, looks around, and immediately sends a report back. Mission failed. Forget it. No one here wears shoes. The second one, the optimist, sends a telegram that just says, "Glorious opportunity. Send every shoe you have. No one here wears shoes." Same exact fact, but two wildly different conclusions.
And here's another really powerful example. Imagine two employees get laid off from the same company after working there for years. The first guy, he just sinks. He falls into a deep depression, blames the company, blames the economy. He feels completely helpless, like a victim. The second guy, he sees it as a message, as an opportunity. He thinks, okay, what can I learn here? Maybe it's time for some new skills. So he goes out, learns about computers, learns a new language, and guess what? He ends up in a way better place than he was before.
And this brings us to the absolute core of it all. Our mindset isn't just sitting there passively. Nope, it's actively out there hunting for evidence to prove itself right. A pessimist looks for problems and finds them everywhere. An optimist looks for opportunities and finds them in the very same places.
This leads us to the most empowering part of this whole idea. It's what we can call the turning point. It's that moment you realize your mindset isn't some fixed thing you're stuck with forever. Optimism is a conscious, deliberate choice you can make every single day.
Now, it's really important to get clear on what we mean by optimism here. Dr. El-Fiqi defines it so well. It is not about some naive, wishful thinking. It's not about sticking your head in the sand and ignoring problems. It's the positive but also objective and realistic view of things and people. It's about seeing the whole picture, challenges and all, and choosing to focus on the path forward.
And this right here, this is the key that unlocks that choice. When you're facing a problem, the pessimist asks, "Ugh, why me?" But the optimist asks a totally different question. Okay, what's the solution? Dr. El-Fiqi explains that the moment you ask that question, you literally give your brain a new command. It's like typing solutions into your brain's search engine instead of problems. It immediately stops digging for reasons why you're stuck and starts opening up every single file it has with a potential way out.
Okay, so we know what optimism is and why it's a choice we can make. But how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. This section is all about the actionable steps and the characteristics you can actually start to build to create a truly optimistic mindset for yourself.
So, according to Dr. El-Fiqi, optimists tend to share a few key traits. They usually have this strong faith that, things are going to work out. They have positive expectations for what's coming. They're also incredibly flexible. If one door closes, they don't just stand there staring at it, they immediately start looking for another one. And instead of seeing challenges as these huge setbacks, they see them as lessons. And maybe most important of all, they take action instead of just sitting around complaining.
So, where do you even start? Here are 4 simple steps you can take, like today. First, trust in a higher power and try to reframe challenges as gifts, things designed to help you grow.
Second, the second a problem hits, make a conscious effort to shift your focus to the solution. Third, always be on the lookout for alternatives. Don't get fixated on just one path. And lastly, protect your energy. You don't have to cut people off, but be really careful about who you share your big dreams with. Don't give them to people who will just tear them down.
All of this, it all builds up to our final and, honestly, most profound point. Once you start to really embrace this optimistic mindset, you begin to realize the immense untapped potential that you've been carrying around inside you this whole time.
Dr. El-Fiki shares this just incredible story of a woman in Yemen. She was paralyzed by a fever when she was just a child and faced so much ridicule and hardship. But she absolutely refused to see her situation as a curse. Instead, she saw it as her calling. She actually went on to found an entire institution called Challenge to help others with disabilities. She turned her greatest struggle into her life's mission. Her story just proves it. Challenges aren't there to break you. They're messages meant to guide you.
And this all circles back to a fundamental truth. So often, we define ourselves by all these external things, our job title, our family name, what we look like. But Dr. El-Fiki reminds us of a much deeper identity. You are not those things. You are, as he puts it, God's greatest creation, made in the best of forms. That is your inherent worth, and optimism is the key that unlocks your ability to live from that truth.
So we end right back where we began, but this time with a question for you. We've seen that the exact same world can create two totally different realities, all based on perspective. The pessimist and the optimist both walk out their front door, and both of them find exactly what they're looking for. So the only question left for you to ask yourself is, what are you looking for?